do you think is the... Say again?
No, sorry, what was that?
Oh, no. Sorry, I thought you had said something, but I was going to ask you who on Libertas is your kind of star that you're looking at on this team, because they've gotten close a couple of times, and all three of these players at some point or another have made a great play, but who is the main guy on this roster that's going to get them a dub, if any at all?
I think for me, I'm flip-flopping between Mike Boy and Rix Rondé. Those are the two guys I'm looking forward to have some success, and their biggest battle is going to be getting through that freaky defensive struggle. So I think whoever between those two gets the job done will be the difference maker for Libertas.
Well, already a shot, and it was saved by Freaky. Freaky gets a hard touchdown to Ocelon, who has the shot on target. Not too threatening for Rizex. And Tigre will stop for a second. Rizex pulled off. He had a pass available, and oh, it's saved by Ocelon. I liked that play, how it was drawn up by Rizex.
And it was really smart as well to just make sure you draw that defender in and then cut the ball across after you can't reach it. And an early push here from Libertas. Really good pressure. So far, Fadeaway not really able to do much in terms of hanging onto the ball and generating offense. And they're going to have to find some early adjustments here. And here's their first chance at it. And Freaky doesn't dribble it, just punts it away, looking for Tigre towards the net. And Mike Boy there with a big demo from Rix Rondé in the midfield to reset things.
Yeah, nobody was able to position for Libertas, but they got the ball back. Rix Rondé flip reset, but it was prepared for by Freaky. And Tigre takes another launch downfield. And that touch from Mike Boy is only for Rix Rondé. Freaky had to wait for the touch. He still gets it. Ocelon bodies by Rizex, and Mike Boy looks for Rix Rondé, but now finally Fadeaway starting to find some consistency in the blue half.
Yeah, the important thing was that they were controlling those midfield boosts, but unfortunately they just had to give them both up, and now Ocelon in charge of working their way out of the corner here. A nice challenge from Mike Boy to get that bump, try and buy a little extra time for Libertas to get set.
Now, Rix Rondé also kept Ocelon honest on the line, and now he finally gets demoed by Mike Boy. Tigre buys a little bit of time, but this is going to be a good set for Libertas. Rizex, the challenge back to Rix Rondé. They've certainly been connecting, whether it be through a challenge or a passing play, but not a lot of real threats coming from them. Only 3 shots so far halfway through the game.
Not a lot of threats indeed. Only 3 shots for both teams, but overall, it definitely to me seems like Libertas doing a much better job bringing the ball down, keeping it close to their cars. Rix Rondé has to make the first real tough shot and a second one. Tigre not able to get there and drill that one through. But overall, I'm liking Libertas's command of the ball a little bit more than Fadeaway's.
They started off strong, and they never really gave up the pace that they set. Rizex just launches that around. Ocelon attempted clear, but it's cut off by Mike Boy, looking for his man downfield. Cut off again by Freaky. Couldn't win that challenge. They've won a few of those in the corner, which has kept possession. Rix Rondé can only slow down Freaky, but the rest of Fadeaway, they're going to wait for Mike Boy to carry this, and he lost the ball. Tigre will grab it.
It's in reverse. It's just, you really want Mike Boy to be successful there, but sometimes you don't have the positioning. But a free ball here for Rix Rondé.
It's 2 in the same spot on Libertas.
Oh, you're kidding.
They still come up with the ball. Rizex can just turn around on this, and now Fadeaway got to try again from their corner, but it just bought Libertas tons of time to get reset again.
Free time indeed. Was so surprised to see them be a little sluggish. Rizex off the bar, and again, there he is. Who else but Freaky? That's the second save. It feels like he should have 4 or 5 at this point.
How many that have come for sure. That one well off the back wall, and Rizex pops over one, but Freaky was there quickly. Rix Rondé trying to catch the flow and find a gap on that rotation from Fadeaway. He did find the one gap, but they still need that clear that puts it by the defenders. Rix Rondé next up, Mike Boy and Rizex. Maybe. No, Mike Boy's going to stay back in midfield. Wait for this. Freaky's going to jump right over him, but Mike Boy gets the last laugh. Still, the shot was too weak from Tigre and way too wide anyway.
So that play was very well executed from both sides. 1, Freaky forcing the defense into waiting to challenge, and then 2, the ability of Mike Boy to dodge the demo and get the block and have the support for his teammate on that second effort. Real nice job from both teams there on that push.
Well, Mike Boy went for the pinch. Freaky responded quickly, and this is almost a breakaway chance for Ocelon. He went for the pass to Tigre, and no shot came. Freaky stops the ball in the third, jumping up quick as Ocelon. Rix Ronde stops it. Does Tigre have a look? No. So game one. A couple of chances both ways achieves, but it's scoreless in overtime.
Great game one, and Tigre just not able to get on the outside, tries to buy some extra time and forces Rizex into an awkward challenge here, and Fadeaway might get early possession here in overtime with that play.
Push from Rix Ronde to break by. Freaky denied it. Now Rix, can he get the touch? No. And Ocelon has Freaky downfield. The shot is a little high, and now he's going to have the catch. Sets up another opportunity. Next up is Tigre, but Mike Boy, another good catch, and he'll just drop it straight down. Not every touch has looked phenomenal for Mike Boy, but more and more he's finding the seams and slipping this ball by Fadeaway. He's asked it for another save, and Freaky made him look, and Mike Boy still came up with the touch.
Now that's some defensive wizardry. Talk about Mike Boy jumping early to force Freaky to show his hand, and then still having just enough time on the flip to rotate back, and that one's punted right back into Ocelon, and almost a goal for Fadeaway, but Mike Boy came up with a big stop, and right now Libertas looking for a way to get possession back.
It's a good carry from Ocelon off the ceiling. He tried to bully Rix Ronde off the boost, but he has the ball, and trying to shade in front for the goal or prevent a defender from jumping for the ball. Either way, Libertas retains possession. Do Fadeaway get a clear? They do. Ocelon gets a powerful touch, and it's going to force Libertas to try again, but they've tried a bunch. The shot total, the shot differential is in Fadeaway's favor with, looks 11 shots on net, only 5 for Libertas. And Ocelon gets in front to take away the shot from Mike Boy. But I feel like there's been some real methodical attacks from Libertas that make you feel like they could just swing this game their way instantly, Achieves.
Well, both teams. I think both teams have had some really good approaches. There's a big demo. Freaky again in a tight spot, and this time he can't get there. Rix Ronde and Mike Boy combined, along with a nice demo from Rizex, so it takes the whole team to finally get the ball past him. But they do it, and Libertas will win game one.
Oh, and Freaky, just that shot was so hard. We've seen so many hard shots today, man. I don't know how fast that one was going because it bounced off of Freaky's car, but like the amount of unsavable speedy shots that we've seen today is pretty crazy. Like we're getting to the 120s consistently nowadays.
Yeah,
how do you defend some of these, man? Like
big shots today, and I'm looking for more, but I was honestly impressed with a lot of the poise from both teams here in game one. Some real tough situations here on the goal line, and finding some tough clears out of awkward positions for both teams. So really liked especially that one for Mike Boy. That was, I think, the most impressive one in that game one. But overall, I think both teams put a lot of great pressure on the defenses, and the defenses really did play phenomenal. I think they really didn't make any mistakes. It was just they're put in a situation where they needed to make a big touch, and both teams were able to be successful. It really took a full 3-man effort to finally get the ball through Freaky. So I think that was an excellent taster, an appetizer, if you will, for the rest of the series.
Well, I am scared to see what happens if Libertas do start finding shots on target more often, because that 5th shot didn't really come until real late. And before then, it's like they had a couple of good pushes downfield, but they never wanted to overcommit or force the ball for forcing it sake, if you will. So and maybe their chances are just lesser because of the way they approach it.
Well, yeah, you never want to try and force an offense into a position where it's just like, look, if we just keep trying to force things on offense, then something good will happen. That's actually entirely the opposite of what's going to happen. If you try and force things too hard on the offensive side, you're going to over-rotate. You're going to leave too much space behind someone. You're going to be late to a challenge and leave someone in a 2-on-1. Sometimes it's just the product of, it's the constant give and take of Rocket League. You cannot always demand to be on offense or always be in command of the boost. Sometimes it's just better to back off a little bit. But one thing you do have to give credit for Libertas from doing is whenever they had time on their own half, they took it. if they had a chance to trap the ball and get it down on a dribble and force a challenge, they would do it. And I think that's the right approach. If we're not generating a ton of shots, we're going to at least make sure that we give ourselves possession and try and make something happen as we try and move up past the midfield. And that's really all you can ask. As long as you're not making huge defensive blunders and you're making sure to get possession when you can and putting some decent pressure when you get it, that's all you can really ask for. And they came out with a win.
Maybe Fadeaway can tie it up in game number 2 if we get the look we had in game 1. But Mike Boy, he's got a different story on his mind. Starts off with a goal.
Oh, disaster kickoff. Just unfortunate scenario that Tigre finds himself in. Out to the corner to grab boost, rotating back into the middle after he sees his teammate miss it. It's just too many things to cover. And unfortunately gets beat. Just a kickoff gone wrong there for Fadeaway.
Oh, Libertas, they're going to grab the ball again off the kickoff. And, could you imagine, though? Oh, man. Imagine if Rizex hits that. I'm probably done for the day, and you're casting solo for the rest of the day.
That's the catchphrase of Rocket League on glorious chances that we're oh so close. It's just, imagine.
Oh, well, imagine Rick's putting in a second goal. You don't have to think very hard about it because it just happened before your very eyes. 2 goals here for Libertas.
And there was some real great pressure again from Rizex. He was following multiple players from Fadeaway. He initially opened up the space to get that ball into the corner, and then he continued that aggression, was bumping more players out of the way on the goal line to make it tougher and put a lot of pressure on one player to make a play. And they combine that with a nice pass into the middle. That's it.
Well, Rick's Rondé, the word I would definitely use to describe him in these last 2 games has just been solid. Every time he's behind the ball, he's at least getting his bumper fully behind it. Might not always win the 50, but he's definitely gotten some great touches. And right here, he does a great job getting by 2 Fadeaway players. Ocelon left turning around in the corner to finally carry the ball out. This might be a setup for Fadeaway. Shot in front, Ocelon playing the bully, and Freaky will get the goal. Ocelon made him look.
Mike Boy tried. He knew he was in trouble as soon as that ball tipped straight off the ceiling and Ocelon landed. He drove all the way into the back and was so close to getting the wheels on it, but real nice job from zoning from Ocelon there. Force the defender off the goal line, make them react, and trust in your teammates behind you to put the ball on target.
Libertas grab the ball again. Rizex can't win the challenge against Tigre. Rick's Rondé cuts through 2, and now he's got the boost and the ball off the ceiling. That's a pass, and a goal, a save from Freaky off the backboard into the ground, but it's still Libertas ball. Mike Boy's challenge back to Rick's. The shot, Rick's, or Mike Boy can't get the bump, if you will, and I thought that was going to be a Libertas goal, but Freaky saves the day.
There's more bumps again. I mean, Rizex initially getting the first one, then Mike Boy going for the extra ones, and they're really having to be on their toes here. And again, Freaky is so close to being able to close this gap as they get counterattacked. Rick's Rondé just sizes it up, forces Ocelon, because Ocelon's thinking that he's initially going to hit that ball early and go right up the side, and then he just delays the flip, passes into the middle as he gets behind the ball. And then Freaky realizes just a step too late that he can't make it.
Libertas starting to really grab hold completely of this game. Fadeaway are left reacting and looking for a touch out, but Rick's in front. Oh, if he gets that touch over Tigre, definitely would have been disastrous. But Rick's, he gets back for the next challenge, and Fadeaway are just forced to make touches in their own third, and now they got to defend another shot somehow. Tigre comes back and backflip save, and Freaky will be next up to try to get this ball out for Fadeaway. Oh, even there when they win, it's cut off on the rotation, but they are forced off the ball by Tigre for only a second. The demo on the back end gave so much space to Rizex, but he can't put the ball in. Rix will opt for the boost as Freaky looks for another pop clear.
And Rizex was doing such a smart idea there as he just poked that ball through Tigre in the midfield, but unfortunately not able to extend the lead. But to be honest, this is where Libertas really needs to show that they've got that just don't give them anything for free quality, and they might have Rizex able to get there just in time and poke it off the bar. I really thought Libertas had just given one back and put themselves right into a must be aggressive attitude. A 1-goal lead is not safe.
Yeah, the urgency button is being smacked about 10 or 15 times. but not right now. The time is ticking away slowly here, though. Libertas have really been comfortable for the most part. That chance from Fadeaway we saw earlier, that was the only shot that was really threatening against Libertas in this game.
They've only had 3 in all of Game 2. They've definitely been contending with the offense, and this one will find its way through again. Mike Boy and Rick Sarande, they get it done. Tigre loses a challenge. Mike Boy just able to edge out the challenge in the midfield, and Freaky knows, oh, my teammates didn't get a handle on it. I'll try and do damage control. And again, just couldn't get the nose on it.
And that was that classic snowball where the first man wasn't in position for the challenge. He's a step late, and now everyone else is a step late.
Yep.
And that was exactly how they got picked apart.
Freaky
nice. Hits the middle. Rick's Rondé jumps in front, but can he get that one? No, it bounces off the corner and in. Tigre picking up a goal for Fadeaway.
You got to give credit to Freaky there. I know his shot got saved, but his shot, the understanding of where that ball was headed initially from that touch on the midfield, just picking that one off and putting that one on target, forcing them to make an awkward defensive touch, allows that team to wheel right back around for Fadeaway and come back and put another one on the board and keep themselves in it. 2 goals in a minute, entirely possible. It's just a matter of, do they have the possession to make it happen? Stretch for Ocelon and at least gets the ball further into the blue side.
Gives Freaky a throw towards the middle of the box, but nothing more. He'll have to wait for Ocelon as he dumps it back downfield. Now Rizek's in front of it, but cut off. And Mike Boy next up, but nothing's really going to happen as Freaky, he gets demoed out the play. Probably the best option for Libertas there, but then Rick's Rondé is taken out of the play, and now we got some space for Fadeaway.
Wasted 30 seconds, though. Precious 30 seconds that Fadeaway certainly needed. Ocelon trying to force things in the midfield, and Rick Rondé is going to take his time here. Oh, never mind. Goodbye.
He's gone, but Rizex is here and looked for the dunk against Ocelon, but I think enough time has been chewed off the clock. Libertas have done their job. They have locked Fadeaway out of their half, and Libertas, look at them go right now, 2-0 against Fadeaway. They might qualify after the next game.
And indeed, it's Mike Boy and Rick Rondé leading the pack. Rizex is looking like he's not doing too much, but you actually did see it there on that little score sheet if you caught it. 37 cars bumped, and that has absolutely been Rizex's biggest contribution so far in the series, I think. He's been an absolute monster in terms of putting pressure on defenses, forcing people out of the way, and opening up lanes for Mike Boy and Rick Rondé to really be successful. So well done to Rizex. I know you only got 189 points, but you're looking good.
And Fadeaway, they've been losing that physical game because of Rizex. They've been successful a couple of times off of demos and bumps, but it hasn't been nearly the same effectiveness as Libertas. They just can't break through that rotation. So maybe game 3 will give them a different look, but there needs to be better clears. They can't let Libertas just wreak havoc on their goal line and in the corners, because like you were just saying, they were getting bumped off of everything and couldn't hold on to the ball.
And we'll see if Fadeaway come up with something different. They've been trying, to be fair. They've looked good at points. It's just they haven't been able to hang on to the ball, and that all comes down to their ability to get in front of the Libertas squad as they're coming out of their own half, start winning some of those challenges, or at least get them out into neutral space, because right now it's kind of just been we win the ball and then we force you to give us space and then we make you pay for it.
So far, Fadeaway have been the only one who were sent a bill. And Libertas are sending all the charges their way. Fadeaway might be broke unless they can pick up a win here, and Freaky will take it down to Ocelon, and Freaky will get down. Was not going to get up to that ball in time. And that will give Ocelon an attempted pass, but Rix was in the perfect spot for it. And he'll grab it again. That's kind of been his role, is just that playmaker, the bulldozer, if you will, to pave the way for Libertas to be successful on offense. Part of that 3-pronged attack we've seen from them. Ocelon getting over one, though. Fadeaway, low shot, and denied. No power on it whatsoever. Freaky forcing the ball into the corner.
And you can see Fadeaway trying to have a little bit more of that physical play. Ocelon trying to continue it there and go for the bumps on goal. As Tigre's demoed in the midfield. And what was this from Rick Rondé? I wasn't sure if he was even going to be able to reach that ball. I mean, Mike Boy just flips this into the middle.
141! We've had literally in 2 matches, we have had 2 players hit the ball over 140 kilometers per hour. What are they putting in these cars these days?
I know,
man?
right?
What is like? Is it? What kind of bumpers do we got? Like, there's like a little. Someone got the rumble power
titanium
up.
forged. It's
The
cool.
boxing glove. Jeez. Fitted onto the front of the Fennec. That
Real
could be
clean.
totally inconspicuous. And RLCS will hop in front, taking away maybe a setup for Fadeaway. He'll get the ball back from Rix, but Libertas. RLCS, another solid touch. Back to Mike Boy. Next up is Rix, and he gets a clean touch. Mike Boy turns back onto it, and no touch will come. They have to wait. RLCS next up. Tigre can't keep the challenge out.
The fact Mike Boy's even there trying to turn that one in, but now he just gets a little too trigger happy. I liked the idea to go for it. No holds bars on offense. Here, I think you got to take your time a little bit on defense. Freaky gets around that ball and hits him with the hard power slide cut. And Mike Boy knew as soon as he saw Freaky just whip right back around that ball, he was like, oh, I've made a horrible mistake.
And it doesn't seem to matter how Fadeaway look. Ooh, what a save. If they're getting dominated on offense, because they're consistently so good at punishing you. Oh, Astalon, it almost bounced right back into his bumper, but it got kicked out to the side. And you just can never sleep on this team. They won't let too many in most of the time. And then when they do, they're always sneaking around. They're ready. And
yeah, it's
one
tight.
trip up
you gotta work.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. Fadeaway is not a very easy team to blow out. They really do play some sound Rocket League in terms of fundamentals. Rarely are they just caught just leaving a completely open goal. And that absolutely means they're a team that are hard to put away.
Mike Boy, who's had a good series so far. Rix ended up passing it right to Freaky, who found Tigre. Astalon was bullying RLCS, who came away with the save anyway.
Aslan's been trying that all series. He's been getting in the faces of those defenders, and they're putting good shots towards them and making them work. You got to give a lot of credit that Libertas have been able to keep as many goals out that they have been, considering there have been some real good looks.
It's been tough and like some definite half chances, or half saves, if you will, chances, because those shots have been tough. But Libertas, this must be what Shogun has been seeing with this Libertas team lately. Anytime Shogun is on this stream, if he gets a chance to talk a little bit about Libertas and how this is it, they're finally gonna do it. Like, well, I see it now. I see it. They are playing really well. We said it earlier, they're not overcommitting on a play. They don't try to bite off more than they can chew, and it's worked out well for them. It's still a tough game because Fadeaway have a very similar style in that sense, where they don't bite off too much at a time, but Libertas have just gotten a little bit more than them, and Rix Ronde is set up. No, Astalon gets there for the save.
Really liking Libertas. So maybe not so much here. Oh no, the challenge goes horribly. Astalon, the beneficiary of one that he never expected to score.
I feel like challenges in that corner, that happens about half the time. The ball just jets out. Sometimes someone's there to grab it, but other times
it's right in your goal.
Rix gets demoed and you have a sad time. But Libertas was set up again. Freaky was forced a hard touch out, and RLCS, he gets back to his touch. Maybe a setup, maybe a goal. Why not, Mike Boy? Put it in, tie game.
Talk about just going up and getting one. I mean, if I'm Mike Boy, I'm certainly not expecting Rix Ronde to have a play there. I would have already left. I'd been like, okay, bye.
You're like, hey, winning that. And then he's like, bro, you forgot about the pre-flip twirl 360 bumperoonie.
Double tap off the wall into the middle, you know?
There we go.
Come on, why didn't you see that one coming?
Come on.
What a shot from Mike Boy. Way to go get it.
What a way to tie it up. And we might have another overtime, but Rix, he sees RLCS downfield. RLCS made contact, but Astalon and Freaky do a good job breaking up the play. Mike Boy losing the challenge to Freaky. Astalon up next quickly. Time running out for Fadeaway, but they want to be set up for a regulation win. Freaky letting this one down for Tigre. Tigray gets 2 touches above Rix. It's off the back wall and bounces up for Mike Boy. Ocelon forced up, but he got the pass to Tigray. That's a high ball in front. How are they going to work this back to the middle? They won't. We're in OT.
Good time here for Fadeaway. I think they've looked good here in this game 3. Big chance to avoid a sweep, and RLCS gives it up. Mike Boy pre-jumps, and that will not do it. RLCS has just enough to get up to it. That was a very close call.
And it's still dangerous. Freaky has a shot, and he sneaks it through the defense. Freaky comes up clutch for Fadeaway yet again.
What a disaster of a start to overtime. You want to see a disorganized team after being like, wait, they have the ball, what do we do? And then just not being able to get reset on defense. That's what that 15 seconds of overtime was like. Real nice job from Fadeaway to jump all over him, and Freaky to put it away and force a game 4.
Real tough for Libertas when they, again, only 4 shots on net, but I felt like that whole game achieves was Libertas taking opportunities away from Fadeaway in midfield, carrying the ball around and forcing Fadeaway to work laterally. But like, there's never a shot. They never take that shot unless it's almost a guarantee that they're going to get the goal.
And the unfortunate part from that game for Fadeaway is, they held a lot of pressure. They didn't put too many shots on target, but the ones they gave up, I mean, the ones they got to overtime, Mike Boy got a little too aggressive and Freaky destroys him on the hard cut. And the second one, the crazy pinch out of the corner, and then overtime, and overtime happens in 15 seconds. And if you're Libertas, you're just sitting there like, oh my goodness, that was such a preventable loss. And that can be a little bit irritating. So we'll see Libertas can rally a little bit here and put more pressure on that Fadeaway squad.
Ocelon taking the pass from Tigray, and Mike Boy gets to the touch, but not before Freaky launches it over him. Rix Ronde having to rotate right back in. Libertas solid here on the rotations for now. How long will that last? Ocelon, the miss, will force Fadeaway to be a little slow coming out from midfield, but Freaky finds one way through. Rix Ronde delaying the attack for now. That was a great win from Mike Boy, shoveling the ball out to Rix Ronde.
Just unable to get that car right back behind the ball, though, and Libertas forced to give up possession momentarily, and all 3 players of Fadeaway caught in the same spot, so now they have to give the ball up.
And to commit, Mike Boy, he wins that challenge. Rix got the net, but Tigray dives back for the save. Oh, and RLCS, he saw Mike Boy waiting. He takes the shot himself. He doesn't get it. Mike Boy forces the pinch out to the corner, and Rix barely gets there. That is second time in like 3 minutes that they've been caught looking like that in midfield.
Well, Rix just realized that he was about to make a big defensive mistake because he was about to run off and go grab that side boost, and now he's in a one-on-one versus Freaky. Freaky delays the challenge and just misses out on sneaking one into the lower left-hand corner. Tough break for him. Ocelon continuing to try and put pressure on that goal line behind the ball. And right now that allows Fadeaway perhaps a second chance as they can stop Rix from getting out.
Rix forced the challenge out to Mike Boy, who was ready. Pops it over Tigray, looks past Ocelon, but Ocelon picked up the save. Rix trying to shade RLCS's entry. RLCS flipping forward. He does get a part of that touch. It gives a chance for Rix, but Rix can't make the touch. So how can Mike Boy grab this ball? Well, just sneak your way under Tigray and bump Freaky out. Where's a shot? Tigray's left jumping in front, and RLCS, what was that? What is going? They don't score?
He just missed the ball. Believe me, I know what he's doing. He's really trying to line it up and make sure he drills a corner. And he was definitely aiming for that top right one, but unfortunately, I think he got too focused on where the defenders were and stopped thinking about how to hit the ball with your car.
Usually Fadeaway hits those, though, even when it is tight and you want to be quick to it. Fadeaway, that's kind of how they made their name. Now Rix dumps this down, and it's a clean win for RLCS, who's winning these challenges so cleanly. His positioning has been really pitch perfect so far in game 4 achieves.
Ocelon, though, with some big damage control there. A great dribble out of their own half. Keeping the pressure on Freaky, freezing RLCS on the line, and Libertas really having to think about how they want to structure themselves here, and a good boost steal for Mike Boy means they might have some extra time to make sure they're ready for the eventual clear.
Another low-scoring affair. In fact, a no-scoring affair, if you want to be completely accurate. And it's so interesting to watch these two teams play against each other and how unwilling they really are to take risks. But it's fun to watch how they try to get creative down the field. Even if sometimes they dump the ball out, they're really just looking for another gap in because they know that Fadeaway or Libertas, whichever side they're looking from, are doing the same thing. This is a clash of play styles that are exactly the same.
Even that save from Rix Rondé, you're right. They really don't try and take risks, because the one time we did see people try and take risks was Mike Boy, and Rizex cannot handle the pass into the middle. He knew something was coming his way. Ocelon around 1 through 2. Rizex says, well, let's get ready, and boom, right at him. Save it if you can. Freaky blows the fastball right by him.
115 kilometers per hour, by the way. That's like
only
like
71.
30,000 shots today that have eclipsed the 100 kilometer per hour mark. So
yeah, we've had 163, 140 some, and now what was that? 101?
Yeah, no, 115, I believe.
115.
It was in the teens. Hard shots,
real hot shots.
Definitely. Mike Boy launches this downfield. Libertas. It really started out their series, and it may end that way, but Rizex can't get back to his touch. Mike Boy will send it back downfield. Ocelon loses to Rix Rondé on this play, but time's running out for Libertas. Rizex too slow to that challenge. Tigray, he's got Ocelon in the middle. It pinches off on the challenge, and Rix barely grabs the save. They got to find a way downfield quick. Mike Boy gives Rizex a chance. Cut straight down, and Rix has the catch. From midfield, Ocelon takes the ball out, but Rizex comes right back to take the ball. Rix looked for a bump on the line. The ball and the rebound out to the side. Is there another shot coming? No, a massive clear for Fadeaway. Rix grabs the boost. He's just going to wait for a shot. Ocelon says, okay, now you have no time left. Rizex, he's got Rix downfield. Can he keep it up? Oh, Rix comes in real quick for the ball. No, he can't get there. They tried to clear a path, but Fadeaway sneak into a Game 5.
Of course they do. How would they not make it into Game 5? Of course they do. We said it all the way back in Game 3. They are a tough team to put away. And Fadeaway rally back. 1 is enough to get the job done in Game 4. Freaky came up with a big save, and Ocelon able to box out the last couple of players trying to force a 0-second goal. And now it's all down to the final, 300 seconds? 5 minutes, who cares?
300 seconds. No, you got it.
There we go. Good job. Good job, mental math.
This is where Fadeaway are at their most deadly. I'm scared if I'm Libertas, but you can't let this momentum swing. You can't let it get into your head, man. And yeah, it should be. But if one thing might make the difference in Game 5, it might be bumps and demos, because we've seen both teams kind of employ them not consistently, but opportunistically. And if they start connecting more on some of those, it could blow out one way or the other.
Yeah, Ocelon's been looking for those bumps and demos behind the ball all series long, as has everyone from the Libertas side. And that very well could be the deciding factor, but who knows? Maybe somebody pops off and they're just able to waltz all over the defense. We'll see what happens. Can't wait.
Yeah, don't have to wait anymore as Ocelon takes the ball and tries to set up Fadeaway. Good return to give Freaky this next chance. Pot shot, which Rix will grab, but it's going to be a chance for Fadeaway. Tigray hunts for Ocelon, who just gets too weak of a touch. Tigray back on the challenge. Now Libertas get the clear. Freaky, he gets that touch, but nope, calculated. Nope, calculated every time.
Yeah, that causes the heartbeats to go up a little BPM there.
Close one. But Tigray, he's having some trouble getting the ball out, and Rizex, he got the bump. Rix couldn't put the ball on target, though. So while they collect a pair of boost canisters, they lose the ball, and Freaky keep Mike Boy guessing. Rix Rondé will be able to come in finally, but Fadeaway turned that ball out of their own half so quickly. And Libertas, they're forced to dive for that and maybe try to bump Ocelon, but the play died as soon as it got away from Rix.
How many times have you said they look to get a bump and someone dives across the net from fadeaway to make another great save on the ball? Really wonder if Libertas are kind of running out of ideas now on how to get the ball through the goal line.
And it's almost like that sunk cost fallacy, right? It's like, it worked before. Wait, that's a great pass. Look at the delay from Mike Boy. Fakes them out completely. What a goal.
This is the perfect example of the threat is more powerful than the execution. They see that nice drop down into the midfield from RLCS, and they're thinking, here comes the boom for Mike Boy. Nah, just let it bounce and then cut it back to the right. Whoa, what a fake.
Well, you wanted a mix-up, and that was quite a mix-up right in front of the box. So Libertas, they've done a good job of preventing a lot of goals. They've definitely had to take their punches when it comes to shots from fadeaway, but it's really tough to relinquish this lead if you're Libertas. That's what this match has taught us so far.
It's tough to hold on to it, that's for sure. If anything, as Freaky now trying to work some magic, squeeze one into the corner. Again, another close call for the defense.
Tigre stopping Mike Boy in his tracks, but Rix, he's stopped again by Freaky. RLCS has plenty of time to at least make a challenge happen with Ocelon, and no one on the rotation was positioned for that challenge, so Rix and Mike Boy will at least get a moment's respite.
Oh, no.
But it is short-lived because here comes the
Disaster.
ball straight down into the net. Tigre collects.
Talk about a mishit here. RLCS trying to get that one on the nose and unfortunately catches it right as it bounces and chips it back up the wall instead of trapping it on the car. And that is why first touch is so important. They tried to stick to the game plan. If you've got time, take it. But here a misplay happens and an unforced error nets another equalizer for fadeaway. Pass into the middle, picked off by Tigre. It's a race back the other way. Can he squeeze it into the middle? And there's RLCS.
Oh, just enough time to get back. Had it had maybe a little more power, it probably would have just skirted across anyway. His fadeaway's second man was just a little far back on the play, so RLCS can't quit on the play, and Mike Boy can't quit here, but Freaky can't. Oh, yes, he does. It bounced off the post and in. Fadeaway lead.
And Libertas crack under the pressure there, double committing on what's a pretty soft shot, to be honest, from Freaky. They're just knowing that something's coming, and they're like, we need to get it clear. We need to get reset here. And they crumble under the pressure, and Freaky turns in a go-ahead goal with 1:40.
It's been tough for Libertas to tie games when they've been down against fadeaway in this match. They're gonna need to kickstart this offense, maybe with a demo. Ocelon hops in front. He has a great save against Rix. RLCS can't handle the ball against Freaky, and fadeaway get a clear. Freaky gets the ball again. Can't get that second touch, so Rix Ronde, how does he approach? Well, he wins a big challenge in midfield. Wants to play it off to the corner, and now Libertas set up aggressively. Mike Boy's challenge is thrown out high. Rix is ready for that and diving forward with RLCS, but he couldn't get back to the ball. Mike Boy racing back. He got one touch. He's trying to get by Ocelon. He does somehow wrap completely around. Mike Boy still got the ball. Tigre's challenge is only to RLCS. Mike Boy still looking. He's got a shot. Blocked by Ocelon. RLCS hopping in front, but Freaky wins the ball. RLCS gets the bump. Rix can't win, and a breakaway opportunity for Ocelon, but hopping in front again is Mike Boy with the clear. RLCS dumps the ball in front. Can this be a chance off the back for Libertas? No. Achieves Libertas heated up, but they're still hunting for a tying goal.
Of course, there is Old Faithful, Freaky driving across the goal line, and try as they might, struggling to get things going. RLCS needs help. Tigre is the first to it, though, and precious seconds tick away.
Mike Boy, it's a high ball that no one from Libertas is ready for. They're forced to react to Freaky's touch, and Rix, that touch is nowhere for them to receive. One more try. Mike Boy to RLCS. Does he have the read? He got one touch. He's got two touches. The shot! The post hit! Second left! Libertas in chaotic fashion tie the game!
You have got to be kidding me. They missed the clear off the backboard. It just ping-pongs around a couple of bounces, and Rix Ronde in the right place at the right time. A kickoff for formality's sake. Let's go to OT.
Would you want a game 5 to end any other way? Overtime on Champions Field. And they're going for the fake kickoff. Fadeaway, Ocelot, one touch, and he'll win on the challenge for Freaky. Mike Boy, he lost it, but Rix will get a nice touch out to Mike Boy. Ocelot had that touch. He's got a man, and Freaky's got the goal. Fadeaway reverse sweep, Libertas. They move to Sunday.
And the toughest of breaks for Libertas. Rizex, knowing he's up against the wall here, has to defend the large part of the net. And Ocelot Freaky slots it into the corner like he's been trying the past 2 games. And they get the job done. And unfortunately, Libertas will have to go to round 5 of the Swiss in the worst way possible.
I have a mission for Gibbs. He is tasked to find out how many game wins Fadeaway has when they are on, when they're about to be eliminated, or when they're about to lose the match, when they're on match point,
win
the other way.
Percentage on elimination.
Yeah, I feel like they never lose. The back half of any series, it's ridiculous. But they just outlasted Libertas. Like, I thought Mike Boy especially had such a great game 5 achieves, but like at the end of the day, you only scored 2 off of 7 shots. And there was no way to find any more efficiency. That was the most shots they had in any single game in this set. And most of the time it was 4 or 5 shots. They had premium opportunities, but not many. And I feel like that contributed to the struggles in the latter half of the match.
Well, the thing for me, I think that broke down from Libertas was those fundamentals. Because if you think about the games that they could have put it away, you know, that 2-goal swing, 2-0 up, and then 2 mistakes cost them a goal, and then a collapse on a kickoff leads to another game. Game 4 happens where they just can't really get the offense rolling. Then game 5 happens where they let in a couple of goals with a missed touch out of the corner. And then they crack on defense and allow a go-ahead goal. And they have to turn in a crazy 0-second goal. It was just the fundamentals, I think, are what absolutely pulled Fadeaway to this victory. We said it all the way back in game 3. They're a hard team to put away, and they show you just why. They do not make mistakes on the easy stuff.
Libertas flirt with the playoffs, but inevitably are rejected by Fadeaway. We got more Rocket League coming up. We got more spots to confirm for tomorrow. You don't want to go anywhere. It's only going to get crazier. We'll be right back.